What's up, guys? Hello, good. How are you guys?
First important, the haircut. Was the decision maker there?
Yeah, had a fun 6 years with the locks. It was just kind of time to let them go. Too much maintenance, too much of a distraction kind of thing, and just kind of moving on to the next thing, next journey.
Did you ever blow on him in a game? Did you ever have a defender?
Yeah, I picked them up off the ground in games and stuff. Yeah, it's good to have some short hair now.
Who kind of, you didn't just go into like supercuts or something?
Nope, I got a guy that takes care of me. Any football questions?
Yeah.
Man.
How excited are you just to start a camp and knowing the season's here with the raised expectations?
I'm excited every single year for for training camp. I attack the off season, really just trying to improve on all the weaknesses that I have. So being able to come back out here and practice football, because there's only so much that you can do by yourself and in the weight room. The way you become a better football player is by playing football. So I'm excited to be in this system, be with this group of guys going into year 3, and just looking to continue to improve.
It was earlier this offseason, Mike McGlinchey said that this is Bo's team. Can you sort of feel that organically developing?
Yeah, it was kind of his team when we got here, and as our job as the offensive line is to make him feel comfortable, on the field, off the field, and he's done a great job himself preparing for his moments, and I think we've all done our job around him to make him feel comfortable, players and staff, to continue to be behind him and let Bo Nixs be Bo Nixs.
Quinn, what's the benefit this year? I don't think you guys lost a single guy of good snap on line last year. What's the benefit of the retention there and just kind of continuing to build on this person?
Yeah, having the same O-line is incredible. We can just pick up right where we left off. All of our, calls that we've developed throughout the years, we already kind of know what to do. We can move through our installs faster. We can get into, more detail work, more technique stuff, and a lot of the stuff that we've been building through the foundation is just kind of don't have to really think about it anymore. And so there's still a lot of details and finishing to do with this group. So I'm excited to keep working every day.
Similar line, but different running backs. I know you've talked in the past about how a quarterback wouldn't be back. You guys have to adjust to the quarterback. Do you have to adjust to different running backs?
I would not necessarily say it's running back dependent. I would say it's what our philosophy is in the run game, and that has changed a little bit. And so it's about all of us trusting that philosophy, trusting those angles, and all of us working together, because the running back and O-line, both of those are only as good as each other. And so through this camp, we're going to be working together to keep improving and get this run game going.
I remember last year you talked about kind of adjusting to being a leader, being a team captain. So when you look back on last season, kind of what were the most important lessons you learned about being a leader and being in that role as a team?
I think I put too much pressure on myself to almost like fit into a role versus just being myself and being who I am, because that's why I was picked to do that. It was just because of who I am. So I feel a lot less pressure about any of that this year. Who I am is more than good enough, and that was something I struggled with a little bit last year. So I'm excited to have that mentality moving forward and not having to battle through that.
I don't have to tell you the history of Kansas City being in this situation. Given this team's experience against the Chiefs last year, how do you look at that team now?
I'm not looking at any teams right now. I'm focusing on this Denver Broncos team right now that we're trying to develop. There is not anything we're circling anywhere on anything. That is for you guys to do. That is not what we do. This is the storylines that you guys want. We're not taking any of that cheese. We're here to work, and we're here to become better, and that's just the bottom line. A lot of people have been sleeping on us, and that's okay. We know who we are, and that's pretty much it.
Quinn, we saw Greg Penner out of practice today. Have you had a chance to talk with him during his time here? And just what do you think the players feel generally about Marshall?
They've been doing an incredible job. It's players first by far, and that's everywhere. Our nutrition, our weight room, our recovery stuff. If it is something that our staff believes it will give us an advantage or whatever, it's here. It's bought. It's here. You're seeing an incredible facility being built right there, and it's being built incredibly fast. It's great to have their presence here, and to know how much they care about us as players.
When you get into a situation where you've got a couple of new running backs, does the rhythm of the running game change? Realizing you've got a short amount of time with Dobbins and Harvey, but how much of a change of a rhythm does the backs themselves create?
Kind of piggyback off the previous question, it's more about our philosophy and angles that we're trying to create. Obviously, each back has their own, individuality and personality to themselves. But right now, what we're trying to develop in our offense is a very specific and detailed run game, and that is about all of us being on the same track and the same page, getting to the same landmark, so that way we can all find success, and we're all getting to the right places at the right time.
Time for 2 more, Zack. Coming off an all-pro season, what parts of your game have you tried to focus on even after being one of the best stars in the NFL?
I'm trying to create a gap of being the best, and I can improve in all phases and continue to be more consistent. That's a big feedback part at the end of the season is what I like to have with my coaches. There's still a lot I can do to improve in the run game specifically, and every single year you gotta keep sharpening pass pro, because these guys are incredible athletes out there across the entire defensive line, and so it's an uphill battle every single year, but I feel really great about the teammates that I have to push me to be the best, along with our coaching staff.
Just to follow up on that, the guys that you're facing out here on this defensive front and the defense in general, just how good of a test do you feel like these next 3 or 4 weeks, that group every day, what do you think how will that ultimately prepare you guys for September?
Yeah, it's incredible to be able to go against Zack Allen every single day. I win some, he wins some, and it's a nonstop battle. We both have a ton of passion and grit for this game. So when we're out there battling, and then when we're done, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you do this? We're bouncing ideas off of each other, because he also has that drive to be the best in the league, and it's incredible to be able to work together with these guys. DJ Jones, he's a hard person to move in the run game. JFM, we got such depth at all these positions that I got to wake up every morning preparing to go against these guys. So no, it's great. It's great to have a great defensive line and a great offensive line going together, because we're only going to get better.